Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode 25. Don't need to check because I know it's episode 25. With our biggest show of the year, the biggest event in AEW, our season finale, All Out. And you can see that we are welcomed by Paul White, Stokely Hathaway, and Renee Paquette in our pre-show, welcoming all of us to AEW All Out. I say season finale, but that does not necessarily, well, that doesn't mean that it's the last episode, because this series is going to continue. It's just going to act as our, season one of this series. So the next episode will effectively be a kind of season two, although it won't be directly clear. But the stories are continuing, the matches are continuing, and AEW TEW with the French Ted is continuing. But enough chatting shit. I hope you guys watched the previous episode, the All Out preview, because that gave a great insight as to how all of these matches came to be. And yeah, it's just a great video to just kind of get you hyped for this card, and I really hope that this card is top tier. So without further ado, let's get into our first pre-show match, which is Jordan Omos facing off against Keith Lee. 62, okay. So in a pre-show bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Keith Lee defeats Jordan Omos in 8 minutes 50 with a spirit bomb. Really, Keith? Can you pick up Omos? During the match, though, we had Chris Bay and Juice Robinson run in and attack attack Jordan Omos. So imagine with that spirit bomb, it wasn't a one-man job. It might have been a three-man job. But even still, getting someone like Jordan Omos in the air is incredibly impressive. Keith Lee with a 67, Omos with a 50, and Omos got the groundswell of public support. So yeah, decent opener, cool. Let's head on to the next pre-show match, the final pre-show match, and it's for the TBS title, Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill. Let's go. And in a decent pre-show match, Nyla Rose defeats Jade Cargill with the Beast Bomb. That's 2 bomb victories now. And Nyla Rose makes her first defense. First? Really? Wow. Of the TBS title. And hopefully this is the way of the best way of saying, hey Jade, TBS title's not yours anymore, so back off. Because Jade is just bad in this game at wrestling. So no more title opportunities for her until she deserves it. Yeah, Nyla getting the win, being the dominant woman that she is, with a 59 rated match. Decent. Cool. That is our pre-show done. Let's head straight into the main show, where we open with our 6-man ladder match for the TNT Championship. Takeshita, Bandido, Cedric Alexander, Miro, Zack Sabre Jr. and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Let's go. So in a bout that had decent wrestling, or good wrestling, sorry, and a decent reaction from the crowd, Miro has won the AEW TNT title. Now, you can hear the surprise in my voice, because this is one of many matches tonight that I haven't picked the winner for. I figured, there's so many great people on this card that it's really hard for me to say, oh yeah, this person should win. So I figured I would just let AEW, the TEW system decide, and they have chosen Miro for this one. Wow. So Miro retrieved the belt at the top of the ladder and wins the AEW TNT title. Looking at performances, we had some great performances here. Takeshita with an 80, Zack Sabre Jr. with an 81, Bandido, Cedric 60, Bandido, Miro in the 70s, Jack Perry 65, CJ Perry was ringside, so she probably got involved and helped. But yeah, got the show to a strong start, 80 rating, awesome. I feel like this was a great match to open the show, because you had, Cedric, Bandido, Jack Perry just throwing their bodies everywhere, flying around. Takeshita doing that mixture of, high flying action and strength. Miro just probably ragdolling Jack Perry for 20 minutes. And Zack Sabre Jr. must have found some genius ways to wrap people up in and around ladders. Yeah, great show. Great match to open the show. Let's head to our next segment, which would have been Jay White facing CM Punk, but we have a special announcement, and it is Nigel McGinnis. Nigel McGinnis debuts for AEW in this save and has 2 special announcements. The first announcement is that he has received a special role within AEW, and he is now working under Tony Khan, and is effectively the face of the business side of AEW. Tony Khan is a busy man. He owns many companies, has many things going on across the world. And not only is he the owner of AEW, but he is also the booker of AEW. And he can't be making appearances left, right and centre. So Nigel McGinnis has been hired to be Tony Khan's face in a way. So any big announcements from here on out, any press conferences, any contract signings, Nigel McGinnis will be present and has the power to be present. But that's not the only announcement. As you can see here, a new AEW World Championship has been announced. And that's not a renaming of any current World Championship. That is a new championship. Don't worry, we're not doing World Champions on either brand. This championship is a little bit more specific. So the current title that MJF holds is the AEW World Heavyweight Championship as of now. And this new title is the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. So this will act kind of similar to the Junior Championship in New Japan, except the divisions won't be such hard split. So anyone who is a lightweight or below can compete for this belt, but they are also more than welcome to compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. And the winner of this belt will be decided through a tournament, and the final of that tournament will be at AEW Full Gear in, I think, 2 months' time. So yeah, it's going to be a big old tournament. I'm going to throw in as many names as I can, and we'll find out who is going to be our inaugural AEW World Light Heavyweight Champion. And they will act the same as all other world champions that can float between both brands whilst they are champion. Huge announcement, another belt added, why not? So great news. Welcome, Nigel. Let's head into our AEW International Championship match. Jay White, CM Punk. If Jay White wins, he not only keeps his belt, but he adds a new member to the Bullet Club Gold rankings, and that man would be CM Punk. So let's see if CM Punk can do it. And in an exceptional match, 79 rated, Jay White defeats CM Punk with the Blade Runner. Jay White has made defense number 3 and now has a new member of the Bang Bang Club. CM Punk officially has to be in Bullet Club Gold. So Jay White is slowly growing a very dominant looking group in Jay White, Keith Lee, Juice Robinson, Chris Bay, and now CM Punk. The best in the world, apparently. Jay White and CM Punk have great chemistry, which is frustrating because I can't see them fighting each other now they're in the same group. Jay White with an 81, really good. CM Punk with an 87, even better. Awesome. Great match. And it seems like it was a clean win too. So hats off to Jay White for doing this. I mean, I guess the rest of the Bullet Club Gold members were a bit tied up in the Omos match earlier. Lifting a man that size really does take it out of you. Following this, though, we have got our shoot match. Paige VanZant against Melo. But first, Jericho wants to do a special grandiose entrance for Paige VanZant, which didn't get over the best, 69. He introduces Paige VanZant, gives her a million different nicknames, and ends it with the Lady Ocho, Paige VanZant, and she comes out to the ring, hair braided back. You know, she's in proper MMA style gear, and Melo follows, still in a mixture between her Brazilian jiu-jitsu outfit, you know, the white kind of, I don't know what they're called. She takes that off to reveal, you know, a baller outfit, and Sammy Guevara's ringside too with a towel over his shoulder. And yeah, let's just get straight into this full-on, very real fight. 59. So in a decent match, Paige VanZant comes out top by making Melo tap with submission. We've got a lot of green here for a 59 rated match. Melo gets a 61, which I believe is the best she's done so far all series. So I will take that. Paige VanZant with 45. It's fine. We're still working on her. But she gets the win. She makes Melo tap, and that is definitely going to hurt Melo's ego, I guess. Paige VanZant's ego, though, through the roof. My goodness. They've got great chemistry, and it showed in their performance, which is awesome to see. Sammy did some great work at ringside. Jericho did great work at ringside. Yeah, awesome. Great match. Happy with this. I think in real life, the story of this one I've really enjoyed, just like booking and coming up with, and I'd love to see it, to be honest. We haven't seen much from Paige VanZant in terms of actual wrestling, because I think she's only done 1 or 2 matches in her whole career, and then she's dipped and decided to become an OnlyFans star. But in my game, she ain't doing none of that. She is wrestling. And wrestling she is, by winning a match at our biggest show of the year. Awesome. Okay, the next match is hopefully going to be one hell of a barn burner, and it is Bryan Danielson facing one-on-one with Jon Moxley in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Let's see how it goes. 87. Ooh, that is what we came to see. In an exceptional match, Jon Moxley gets the win over Bryan Danielson in a 30-minute Iron Man match with 3 falls to 2. Bryan with a 91 and Moxley with an 80. So what happened in this match is early on, a couple minutes in, Bryan Danielson hits the running knee and gets a 1-2-3. He is 1-0 up and Moxley is fuming. Bryan Danielson is like, yes, I've got the 1 up. I just need to play it careful, not mess up. So for the remaining 26, 27 minutes, it's pretty much all Jon Moxley. Bryan gets the upper hand a few times, gets a few close falls, but most of the match is Moxley just beating down Bryan Danielson. Like, there's blood. Danielson's been cut open. Moxley has the upper hand, but he can't get that pin. So he just keeps beating. He brings weapons to the ring. He brings chains. He brings chairs. But the referee stops it all. He says, if you do that, there's a disqualification, and he'll go 2 up. So Moxley frustratingly throws the weapons on the outside. And those are the moments when Bryan gets the upper hand again. We're heading down to the last 3 minutes of the match. It's still 1-0 to Bryan. And Moxley is desperate. Moxley's trying everything he can. Bryan is kicked out of 1 too many paradigm shifts. And Moxley eventually gets Bryan with 2 minutes to go into, is it the bulldog choke? Is that what it's called? You know, his that move. He gets him in the choke. And Bryan is slowly fading. But he's not giving up. He's still moving. And as he begins to fully fade, the referee notices that Moxley is actually choking him, making it an illegal maneuver. But Moxley can sense that this could be his time to take advantage. The referee's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moxley doesn't let go. Ding, ding, ding. Bryan is now 2-0 up. But unfortunately, Bryan is now incapacitated. He's gone. He's bordering unconsciousness. Moxley just rolls him over. 1, 2, 3. It's 2-1. Moxley rolls him over again. 1, 2, 3. It's 2-2. Moxley rolls him over again. 1, 2. Bryan's back. Bryan kicks out. Bryan has got a new lease of life. He's staggering to his feet. Moxley doesn't know what to do. Moxley goes to hit a clothesline. Misses. Bryan is just revving himself back up. And just as he's about to hit a running knee, Moxley moves out of the way. He drops. Moxley picks him up with barely 20 seconds to go. 1 paradigm shift. Picks him up eventually. Again, 2 paradigm shift. Picks him up. Looks at the time. 6 seconds left. Paradigm shift. That's 3 paradigm shifts in a row. I really hope it's called a paradigm shift. Otherwise, no one's going to know what I mean. His DDT. And that's 3 in a row. There's 5 seconds left. 1, 2, 3. Moxley is 3-2 up. And there we go. The match ends with mere seconds to go. And yeah, wild. Moxley gets the win. And they are done with each other now. As agreed before, they win. Whoever wins, doesn't matter who wins. They are done. They no longer want to face each other. That is it. Jon Moxley and the Combat Club come out on top. Bryan Danielson, where does he go from here? Who knows? But that is that match. And I think I need to take a break. But there are no breaks in AEW, especially when it's the biggest show of the year. But thankfully, this next one should be a little bit more chilled for a little bit, because we've got Christian coming out and just chatting shit for a while. So he comes out, he talks about the lineage of the FTW World title since he has won it and owned it, saying that he's giving people opportunity, and he's giving his partner, his associate, Luchasaurus, opportunity as well to grow as an individual and to become the monster that he believes he is. So the open challenge is set. Who is going to come out to face Luchasaurus for a chance to face Christian Cage for the FTW World title. It's only bloody Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay comes down to the ring. The crowd are going crazy. He also pauses halfway down the ramp, looks up at the screen, and it flashes. Will Ospreay is All Elite. Will Ospreay has signed a contract with All Elite. It's not exclusive. He's still working in Japan every now and then, but he is here, and he is here to stay. And what a statement it would be to come and be the first person to win the FTW World Challenge. And in pretty short timing, he defeats Luchasaurus, and he's already ready. He's beaten him down. Stormbreaker 1, 2, 3, and Will Ospreay knows what's coming. Christian comes from behind to hit Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay does his acrobatics and moves out the way, and the next match has begun. And in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Will Ospreay defeats Christian Cage with the Stormbreaker. But it wasn't just Will who helped win that match. During the match, we had Lance Archer run in and even the odds. He took out Luchasaurus and also took out Christian, allowing Will Ospreay to take advantage and get the win and become our new FTW World Champion. So Will Ospreay and Lance Archer seem to have formed some kind of partnership, because the two of them, alongside Jake Roberts, who finally made it to the ring, are celebrating together, and Christian Cage is out on the side nursing his wounds, very angry because he has lost his belt. So Will Ospreay is our new champion in his debut match, because I'm not counting Forbidden Door, that's a crossover match. This is his debut match, and he has won the FTW World Championship. Lovely. Following this match, though, we have got the grudge match, the possible retirement match of Sting, where he faces Darby Allen. There's a lot of hatred in this match, mostly from Darby's side, and I think Sting just wants to teach this boy a lesson. So let's see what happens. 70. Okay, that's better than I thought it'd be. So in a bout that had good wrestling and, well, good heat and decent wrestling, Darby Allen gets the win. So that means that Sting has to retire, not just from AEW, but from professional wrestling overall. Darby Allen gets the win with the coffin drop. Darby with the 72, Sting with the 49. And it seems that Youth defeated Experience today. During this match, though, it was one hell of a 15-minute match. Sting being Darby Allen's mentor, you could say, best friend, being there for almost everything that Darby Allen has experienced in his AEW career. He knows Darby through in and through out. And Darby Allen also knows Sting pretty well too. So there's a lot of evading moves. There's a lot of counters. Sting's, countering moves that Darby didn't even know could be countered, because, Sting is just that good. He's that experienced. But eventually the youth and the stamina of Darby Allen takes over, Sting failing to keep up with the lightning fast, non-stop aggression from Darby Allen, and he gets the win. 1, 2, 3. And that's not it, though, because as soon as that 3 count hits, I think it sits in. It finally becomes real to Darby Allen what he's done. He has just retired his best friend, his mentor, the icon. He is the man that has caused this, and he's the man that requested this. He's the man that had all of this hate inside of him that wasn't even hate. The hate was directed on himself, but he decided to push it onto Sting because he was just the nearest vessel to blame. And Sting understands all of this. So post-match, the emotions get the better of Darby Allen, and he hugs Sting, his best friend, his mentor, his hero. And this is the last time we will see Sting wrestling at all, ever, in My Save. Obviously, in real life, he can do what he wants. So Darby Allen hugs Sting. They embrace each other. They know that there's no hate. There's no ill feeling here. They remain friends, potentially best friends again. And Darby Allen leaves the ring and lets Sting have his moment with the crowd. The crowd are cheering, the crowd are crying, the crowd are doing everything. Sting, an icon, a legend, the icon, literally. The last time we will see him wrestle in AEW and in professional wrestling. Good luck following this. and that pressure is on our AEW World Tag Team Champions as they aim to defend their belts against FTR, Los Ingobernables, and the Best Friends. So let's just jump straight into this. 79, nice. So in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Lucha Brothers retain. Of course they do. They are, quote unquote, the best tag team in the world, especially in my TEW save, because look at those numbers, 83, 91. Who is going to stop them? They've had everyone thrown at them. They've had 3 of our best tag teams thrown at them. Unreal. So we can see that Rey Fenix got the win on Trent Beretta with the Fear Factor, and this is defense number 2. Feels like they've had so many more though. Looking at the numbers though, yeah, they were head and shoulders above everyone else. Rush and Andrade, probably the second best, and then followed by Cash and Dax and Chucky T and Trent at the bottom. But it's okay, we still love you guys. Yeah, all of these bonuses, love that. Yeah, who's going to stop the Lucha Brothers? It seems like they are indestructible. They've just worked out this really sweet spot of just winning. Yeah, they are also our Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, in case you guys were wondering. So they've been double belting for a very long time, and you know, I can't think of a team realistically that can take them on right now. So yeah, nice win for them. Awesome. They go into the new season holding their belts. Following this match is our good old-fashioned street fight. Rami Sebei gets his hands on Samoa Joe, his attacker, and Samoa Joe more than happy to oblige because he just really enjoys beating down Rami. So let's see what happened here. Oh no, I was wrong. There's actually a quick backstage segment, probably while they get all 8 men out of the ring. Renee just manages to get hold of MJF. And just says, MJF, great show so far. It's a long show. You're in the main event, so you've still got quite a while to wait. Surely the nerves are getting to you. How are you feeling? And MJF just looks at her and he's like, why are you talking to me? Go away. And MJF not happy, a bit pissed off that he's been interrupted because he has to focus. This is a big match. So yeah, 99 segment. I'll take it. And Renee, yeah, just stirring the pot a little bit for MJF because why not? We all like to see MJF angry. But as mentioned before, street fight, it's about to go down. 68. So in about that had good wrestling and a good heat, and decent wrestling. Rami Sebei gets the win over Samoa Joe in 13 minutes with the Brain Buster. Not the Brain Buster, the Brain Buster. Rami gets a 62, Samoa Joe 58. Yeah, these guys are kind of underwhelming, which is why the 90 that Rami put on with MJF recently was such a shock. And I feel like that was more MJF than Rami, especially given this. But Rami defeats his attacker. So whether that's calmed down Samoa Joe or made him angrier, we'll have to wait and see. But Rami, very happy with that win. He can take that win and run. And so he should, especially when Joe's on your case. Following this match now is a very interesting match. This is definitely a huge hit or miss. It is our lethal lockdown, one of the most dangerous matches you can have. 4-on-4, locked in a cage, surrounded by weapons along the top, along the bottom, along the walls. Anywhere you look, there's weapons. And it is the elite of Kenny, Kota, Matt, and Nick, who technically wasn't cleared to wrestle, but he says there's no way I'm not doing this. So they've said, okay, on your head be it. And then the other side, which is the new wave of Daniel Garcia, Mercedes Moné, Ricky Starks, and Swerve Strickland. And as per Tony Schiavone the other week, from or through Tony Khan, they said this is your big blowout. Sort all of your differences in this match, try and kill each other, do whatever you want, but after this ends, whatever it is between you guys. And they've both agreed to that. So yeah, let's see how it goes down. 74, okay, that's not bad. So in a good match, the elite come out on top and defeat the new wave in a lethal lockdown match in 22 minutes when Kenny defeats Swerve Strickland with the one-winged angel. Kenny obviously head and shoulders above everyone else. Let's look at the numbers. Kenny with an 83, Matt with a 73, Nick obviously hampered by the injury with a 66. Thankfully, there's no note of a further injury. Kota with a 60, Swerve 60, Ricky 60, Mercedes 72, and Garcia 67. Yeah, a wild match. There was flames, there was barbed wire, there was thumbtacks, half of them covered in blood. But Kenny rises above, as he usually does, and defeats the New Wave, specifically Swerve Strickland. 74 rating, nice. I feel like in real life this match would be like insane. But maybe these guys needed a little bit more building up before such a big match. Kota is, of course, All Elite. I don't know if that was made clear recently. He is here to stay. Whether he stays with the Elite is another thing. But he had to come back and back up his golden lover, Kenny Omega. Following this match is our AEW Women's World Championship, because it deserves to be high on the card, because it is our Women's World title. And it's Hikaru Shida facing off against Athena. Let's see how that goes down. 67, that's not bad. So in about that, good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Hikaru Shida defeats Athena with the full metal muffler. And this is defense number 2 of her title. Looks like there was no Britt Baker involvement, which is nice to see. And Hikaru defeats Athena. Athena, who did very well in her Beat the Clock challenge. I think she won it in 5 minutes. A good 2 minutes ahead of Tay Melo's loss against Toni Storm. Shida with a 67, Athena with a 65. Awesome. Who's going to stop Hikaru? It seems like since she turned heel with Britt Baker, there's just no stopping either of them. Jamie Hayter's been nowhere to be seen, although we have recently signed Kyrie, along with a few other names that we're looking to build up. A couple names that still are yet to be announced in the men's and women's division, and tag team. I think there's a few tag teams too, yeah. So yeah, lots to look forward to. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's continue. Now, all we have left is our main event of the night, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, MJF, facing off against Hangman Adam Page. But before all of that, you know Tony Khan had to make an appearance. His final, not his final appearance, but his final appearance for a while. And he has got even more news. Tony Khan says, I hope you've all been enjoying All Out. And speaking of All Out, it's now All Out for the current AEW rosters. Yes, that is right. There will be a redraft between AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision, meaning that the rosters that you see from the next episode onwards will be brand new. Brand new? And that's not all. It's not just the current AEW rosters. We have a number of Ring of Honor talent that we will be looking to bring to AEW. We have a number of talent from outside of the company that have recently signed and will be joining the AEW roster, among many other surprises and changes. So thank you very much for watching up until now, guys. From next episode onwards, it's going to be a whole new AEW. Very exciting. Yeah, enjoy the show. Well, enjoy what's left of the show, which is obviously the main event. And that is exactly what is coming up next. MJF, Hangman Adam Page. Let's go. Oh, 85. I'll take that. I'll take an 85. In an exceptional match, Hangman Adam Page, sorry, I just punched my desk then, gets the win against Maxwell Jacob Friedman in 24 minutes with the buckshot lariat. Adam Page is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. MJF with a 94, Adam Page with an 81. They've got excellent chemistry, or great chemistry together, which is awesome. But there were times where there was a lack of psychology, which is weird because I swear they've both got quite high psychology. I know that MJF is in the 80s. Adam Page has got to be like 70 plus. Oh well. 85 rated. I think that's pretty good. I was honestly hoping for this to be a bit better. But still, you know, you can't argue at anything 85 plus. MJF with a 94. Oh, and Hangman with an 81. And Hangman Page, everyone, is our new world champion. He has defeated MJF, who I'm sure is not going to take this loss lightly. He is obsessed with the Triple B. And I'm pretty much guaranteed that this is not over between MJF and the world title. Forget who's holding it. MJF just wants that belt. But yeah, right now he can't, because Adam Page is our world champion. And that is how we end our show. Let's finish it and see how we did. 85 overall. I think this is our joint best show of the series. I think it's definitely top 2. But yeah, that is it for AEW All Out. Let's just quickly review the card. So in the pre-show, we had Keith Lee defeat Jordan Omos. Nyla Rose defended her title against Jade Cargill. Miro became our new TNT champion after defeating Bandido, Cedric Alexander, Takeshita, Zack Sabre Jr. and Jack Perry. Nigel McGinnis announced that he is the new face of the business side of the company, and also revealed our AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. Jay White defeated CM Punk to not only retain his AEW International title, but also means that CM Punk is now a member of Bullet Club Gold. Paige VanZant made Melo tap in their shoot fight. John Moxley overcame the odds in the most dastardly of ways against Bryan Danielson in their 30-minute Iron match. Will Spray announced that he is all elite, and while announcing that, defeated both Luchasaurus and Christian Cage with the help of Lance Archer to become our new FTW World Champion. Darby Allen retired Sting. He's probably regretting it slightly, but they managed to make up almost immediately. All that bloodshed and anger is washed away, but this is Sting's goodbye for in-ring competition. He is still signed for another couple of years, so we'll have to find something else for him. The Lucha Brothers just do what Lucha Brothers do and retain their AEW World Tag Team titles against Los Ingobernables, FTR and Best Friends. We'll ignore that. Rami Sebei gets the one-up on his attacker Samoa Joe in a street fight. I can't imagine Samoa Joe letting that go easily. In our fucking wild lethal lockdown match, the Elite defeat the new wave of Garcia Monet, Ricky Starks and Swerve Strickland, with Kenny getting the win with the one-winged angel. Hikaru Shida makes, let's just be honest, light work of Athena. No one can stop Hikaru right now. Maybe Paige VanZant can make a case, who knows, to retain her AEW Women's World title. Tony Khan announces that there will be a redraft, so a huge shake-up of the roster, including a bunch of new names, according to him. And in our main event, Hangman Adam Page has done what he set his sights on all those weeks ago and become our new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. 85 rated match. Awesome. Let's make a quick speech. Who are we praising? Who did well? I mean, obviously, I think I'm gonna give it to Hangman and MJF. Actually, I mean, that got an 87, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Hangman, and then I think I'm gonna go John Moxley and Bryan because they put on the best show of the night. So I'll give this boy a hug. John Moxley, we will. Oh, we can criticize people. I'm not doing that. Let's compliment on a good performance and compliment on a good performance. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Pleased. I was happy with your speech. Oh, thank you, Bryan. But that ends our show. I'm just going to leave it on this because I think it then goes to the crappy loading screen. Can we move? We can't move these over. Doesn't matter. Let's just stare at Bryan. That ends our show, guys, and that ends this quote-unquote season. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really happy how All Out turned. A number of these matches I did actually mark as I didn't put the results. So those matches included Hikaru Shida, Athena, the TNT title match, Melo, Paige VanZant, and the Lethal Lockdown. Oh, and Rami Sebei and Samoa Joe. All 5 of those matches were completely left up to the game and not myself. So yeah, not mad. Half of them is probably how I would have done it anyway. So we'll take it. We move on. And in the next episode, it's a new season, baby. Oh, Adam Cole reference. Ugh. I hate myself for that. But that means new rosters, new wrestlers, new look. Well, I say new look. I might try and find a new skin. That might be cool. And yeah, that will be happening, in a couple days' time, as it always does. But thank you very much, guys. Please leave your comments, everything down below. Let me know if there's any indie talent you want to sign, because I'm really interested in just bringing new names in and just seeing what we can do with them. So yeah, throw it all down below. But until then, I will see you guys in the next season. Bye.